Welcome children to the explanation of chapter 2 A Fairy with Horn, and this is fourth part of the video. Let's proceed with the chapter. And by the way, said grandmother, after we had placated her again, when are we going to have that milk we were being promised? So here placated means calmed her down. So here the narrator says after calming the grandmother down, she asked an unexpected question after few days. So what was the unexpected question? That when they will get the milk of the goat, which the grandfather had promised. Now grandfather stroked his red beard and tried to look innocent as he replied, "Well, I will try to find a he-goat, my dear, and then we will have to provide a suitable place for the kids." Stroked his red beard means, as beard you know is a sign of wisdom, and by stroking it he draws even more attention to that mark of manhood and maturity. And it also sends a signal that where the grandfather pretends to be more thoughtful and deliberate at the question of the grandmother, and he replied in an innocent manner. And what he replied? "Well, I will try to find a he-goat, my dear, and then we will have to provide a suitable place for the kids." Now see the next paragraph. All that grandmother said was, "Oh," but the way she said it betokened that we would be in for trouble sooner or later. So children, here again it seemed that grandmother got convinced by the innocent reply of the grandfather, but here her simple "oh" conveyed that they would be in trouble very soon. And trouble, like unseasonal rain, came when we were least expecting it. So here the narrator compares the unexpected trouble which was fallen over them like the unseasonal rain or like unexpected rains. So now let's see what was the unexpected trouble that will befall on the narrator. Tinker, having discovered the uses to which she could put her horns, soon began using them. The postman and the cook both had occasions to regret having turned their backs on her. Now here this little kid Tinker Bell is becoming mischievous day by day, and she is also gaining moves to the mischiefs day by day, as she had discovered the uses to which she could put her horns. Now she tried to use it on someone or the other. The postman as well as the cook were also another victims of this kid. Now this state of affairs came to a climax during the visit of a distant relative of ours, a large lady who was in a habit of bending over flower pots and holding silly little conversations with the flowers. But the situation became more worse or more unacceptable when one of the narrator's relative, who was a large lady and who was in a habit of talking to the flowers, means she likes to spend time with flowers. "Oh, you rapturous geranium, you," she gushed on her first day with us, leaning over a pot in the veranda and eclipsing the sun for a moment. And Tinker, who was tied to the veranda post, suspecting that the lady was also interested in geranium leaves, decided to butt her out of the way of a favorite snack. Rapturous means beautiful. So this line expresses her extreme pleasure or enthusiasm for the flowers. And further, while conversing with the flowers, she eclipses means she acts like an obstacle between the rays of the sun and the flowers over which the sun rays were following. So now who was observing all these activities of the lady? Yes, it was Tinker Bell, and who was tied to the veranda porch. Suspecting means here felt that the lady was also interested in geranium leaves, and so he, who was not in a mood to share her snacks with this lady, Butted means hit her from behind with her head. It was the end of Tinker's residence with us. So now what happened? It was the end of Tinker's dwelling in narrator's residence, narrator's house. The lady insisted she had been badly bruised through. She refused grandfather's offer of first aid. So this lady firmly stated that she had been badly injured by this little goat, and also she refused to get the first aid which grandfather offered her. So grandmother ordered the cook to take Tinker straight to the bazaar and sell her at any price to the first customer who came along. So narrator says here the worst thing had happened here, which the narrator had already expected now, was this deed or activity of the goat made grandmother more angry. And what she does, she ordered her cook to take Tinker Bell to the bazaar and sell her at any price to the very first customer who came along. Tinker seemed to know she was being taken away forever. Her eyes were quite moist. I stood at the gate and watched her being led away. She kept looking back and bleating, wondering why I was not accompanying her on this particular walk. I could only wave to her and hope that her next owner would be kind or tolerant. So here in this paragraph, melancholy descended over both the narrator and the little kid Tinker Bell. Now Tinker seemed to know that she was being taken away forever. Her eyes were quite moist, means there were tears in her eyes. So the narrator says here, when the kid was being taken away from his residence, he stood at his gate watching away the movement of the kid away from his place, as she would be no longer there. Moreover, the kid also gazed back with a bleating sound, or to get a view of mine, thinking or wondering why I was not accompanying her. But I was completely helpless at that time and could only pray that her next owner would withstand or endure her adverse behavior. Right? So now, when the cook returned without Tinker, he said she had been sold to an old woman, but later he told me in a confidential whisper that he had not sold Tinker but had taken her to the house of a relative where she would be well looked after and when I could see her from time to time. So here, after some time, the cook who took Tinker Bell along with him to sell her stated that he had sold the kid to an old woman. But later, the cook whispered or spoke very secretly to the narrator's ears that he took Tinker Bell to the house of a relative of his where he thought that Tinker would be looked after well, and also where the narrator could also occasionally go to see her. Okay. So further, now what narrator says that, now I did visit Tinker occasionally, and in due course I found her with a little white kid. Tinker was giving the cook's relatives over half a seer of milk a day, and they were very pleased with her. She was on good terms with everyone in the house and only butted strangers who bent too low when giving the customary salam. Right? Further, narrator says that he visited Tinker Bell occasionally, and in due course I found her with a little white kid. So means in quite soon a large white baby of goat Tinker Bell was born. So here snare means it's a small unit of weight which is almost equal to a liter. So this goat Tinker Bell was giving almost 1 liter of milk to the cook's relatives. Due to this, the cook's relatives were taking care of Tinker Bell, and they were very happy and pleased with her. And further, Tinker Bell was having good terms with everyone in the house, and she now attacked only the strangers. Right? So children, that's all for with this chapter, and I hope you have all understood it nicely. Thank you.